everyone, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, the Minish cap. And in this episode, we will be getting further through the game by moving onwards to Trilby Highlands, and also starting off Mount Krenel. So, we'll be doing that. Now, to be wary of how many rupees there are, you know, like I'm doing in the previous episodes, I want to break these rocks to make sure that I have enough rupees, you know, to buy items in the shop, because you know where I was saying you need to get a lot of rupees in order to do well at this game and progress through it? That's what I'm going to be doing most of the time. To be honest, there may even be times in the LP where if I'm just collecting a lot of rupees or mysterious shells or something, I'll be speeding it up. But I just thought I'd let you know that. But how about we roll all the way up here and see what is ahead. So let's go onwards to the right, and of course there will be these enemies. I did defeat one before, but I didn't really go over it, so I guess I'll do it now. That enemy I just killed there is called a Keatum, which is like a fox that tries to steal your rupees. So every time you get hit, you lose some of your rupees, and of course that's not good if you want to get further in the game and, you know, collect as many rupees as possible and all that. But at the moment we are at Mount Krenel's base, and there is a bomb over there that we can bomb. So how about we do that? Really I was supposed to do something before, but I thought I'd show you it in here first about what you're supposed to do, because if I did the thing before, it would be pointless going into this cave. Okay, sorry about that, I had an interruption right there. But this, you just want to get your shield out and, you know, deflect it against the business club. I was trying to remember what name it was then. Okay, you got me. I'll make it up to you by telling you something good. A friend of mine in a cave just east of here in Trilby Highlands has an item. If you're planning on going up Mount Krenel, I think you might need it. It won't get you to the top, but it might just give you a start. So really, before I was supposed to go find, you know, this friend, because apparently he gives me an empty bottle. So we'll be doing that. I'll just thought I'd show you that first, you know, just in case you was wondering what to do next for those of you who are stuck on this game. Because to be honest, Minish Cap is actually quite difficult. Of course, you know, I didn't be a wimp and use a walkthrough or anything, I used my brain and all that, but, you know, it's very difficult, and it's, to be honest, quite satisfying when you figure out a puzzle and all that in this game. Because there's one particular puzzle in the last, castle where it's really difficult. I can't seem to get it, but, I'll get onto that a bit later, because you know me, I don't really like to give away spoilers and all that. Oh, he's just going to say the same thing here, but instead he'll say, you can have this most deluxe of all bottles for only 20 rupees. So, what do you say, huh? Of course we will take it. You've got an empty bottle, use it to store all sorts of things. Thanks a lot. Now, you know, just like in Ocarina of Time, when you get an empty bottle you can store stuff with it, like berries, bugs and all that. But the bottles are used a lot in this game. To be honest, they're mandatory in this. Well, in Ocarina of Time they were, because you know in when you enter Jabba Jabba's belly, you have to capture a fish with a bottle and then give it to Jabba Jabba so that he opens up and all that. But I think I'll go on about that when I do a Let's Play of Ocarina of Time, so we'll keep off that one for now. But with the empty bottle, you know, you just got to do this. There will be this bean sprout here, and it looks blue. So what we want to do is capture some bottle in the, no, not bottle, capture some water in the bottle and then put it down like this, so that way it grows. To be honest though, if you ask me, that sound it makes does sound rather familiar to Mario. You know, where you hit a block and then a mushroom comes out or something, or a fire flower? I guess it's a reference to that. There are a lot of references in Minish Cap actually. In fact, one thing I like about it is that in Minish Cap, what happens is they have these remixes of these songs, and there are remixes like from Zelda 2 even, and Zelda 2, if you ask me, is quite an underappreciated game. I may do an LP of it someday, but the problem with that is it's difficult, but I've gone about that before in my bonus video of Zelda NES, so if you're unsure about that, just go and watch that one, because it explains it all there. But there's also tracks like from Ocarina of Time, You know, in the very first part of the game when we saw Zelda and Master Smith, the music playing in the background was the ending credits of Ocarina of Time. I'm guessing like in 2004 it was a special year for Zelda or something, but, well, I'm just guessing here, so I might be wrong about that. But all I know that is that in this game there are a lot of remixes, which I really appreciate. Word of advice. On this bit, when you put a bomb down, do not shrink down. Otherwise this will happen. Which, because I didn't really want to show it, you know, to make sure that I didn't waste my bomb, but when you shrink down before the bomb explodes, it doesn't explode, and therefore you've just wasted the bomb. It's a kind of a glitch, you could say, but just make sure you know that, because I know from experience, and I wasted a lot of bombs doing it. So this perfectly normal looking stone was another portal to the Minish world. There may be other rock portals. Keep your eyes peeled, boy. So of course, you know, Eslo's just saying that there are other objects in the outside world, you know, of the Minish that the Vekori can use to shrink down. Or should I say the Vekori can live in and all that. You know, so that they can get into hatches. But let's just take out these Moldozers, and it really helps that I know the enemy names, just like in Donkey Kong Land 3, because that means it makes it better for me, you know, so I learn a couple more new things in the game, and, you know, I get the enemy names right, meaning I'm making this look very professional, I guess, or something, I don't know. You put Mount Krynel mineral water in your bottle. It's piping hot. Now, this is something we got to do, actually, because this is one particular part of the game that made me kind of give up in a while, because I couldn't figure out what to do. Seriously. Even Game Boy Advance games were hard. Not a lot of games nowadays, though, like on the Wii U and all that, are hard, if you ask me. But if it's gaming in general, just now, it's pretty easy. I mean, there are some games that are difficult, you know, like a couple of years ago for the Xbox 360, you had Super Meat Boy. That was hard. Also on WiiWare, Bit Trip Runner. That was difficult. But overall, it's just gaming's been too easy, if you ask me. But with that, how about we go in here and see what this business scrub has to offer. So, he's gonna make it up by selling me bombs. But well, actually, to be honest, I want to check to see how much bombs I have left. 4. So yeah, I reckon we ought to buy some just in case. So we're going to buy 10 bombs, that way you know I've got maximum. Because when you go up Mount Krynel, trust me, you have to use a lot, and I mean a lot, of bombs. And they run out very easily, so you want to make sure that you have enough bombs when going up Mount Krynel. Try getting 10 if you can, just like I did. But with that, how about we go into this hole and see what there is. It's a cave, and to be honest, this music here is from I think it's from Link to the Past, but I'll correct myself by putting up an annotation, because I think this is an original soundtrack for Minish Cap, because, you know, as well as remixes, they do put in new stuff, because, I mean, well, you saw that with, like, Minish Woods and all that, so, you know, not everything is just remixes. There are some new things to see. Oh, wow! A cutscene appeared just as the pot was about to smash. It doesn't look like it's been thrown. It's like it's been thrown onto the ground. Once you've pulled off their iron masks, those guys are no trouble whatsoever. Yes, I just did that with the Gus jar. Seriously, I swear Eslo is blind in this game sometimes. Same with Navi. But I prefer Eslo over Navi, and I find him quite an underused character, if you ask me, because I like the dialogue he puts. And there are just other things, you know, how he looks. He's basically a bird and talks on Link's head, not just a fairy that flies around all the time. Now, I'm not bashing Navi, saying that she's a horrible sidekick or anything, but I just prefer Eslo for his humour, character and all that. I don't know, that's my own personal opinion, so if you like Navi more than Eslo, fair enough. I mean, I don't mind. But we're going to take out this red choo-choo so that, well, he's taken out, because that's all Link does. Because seriously, Link must be quite a nasty person. I mean, he takes out enemies and sells them to buy weapons to kill more enemies. It's animal cruelty, if you ask me. Ah, of course. How silly of me. Hey, my boy, jump into that whirlwind over there for me. I wonder, is this a great idea or a terrible one? Well, let's find out, Eslo, and see if we're going to die or not. Ah, this is a thing that's quite similar to the Deku Leaf in Wind Waker, where, you know, if you use the Deku Leaf, you get to float down like a parachute, or glide, should I say. They brought it back in Minish Cap, so again, it's nice to bring back a couple of elements in Minish Cap. I think that's what I like most about it, because, you know, as well as new ideas, it takes some original old ideas and puts them in, like, a different perspective. So, you know, like the, parachute bit there, instead of just, floating down like in Wind Waker in a 3D perspective, it's in 2D, and this time it's Eslo doing it. So, you know, it's nice that they changed a couple of things. Again, though, on this bit, if you want to make it easier, just press R again when you shrunk, because, you know, it skips the cutscene. You don't have to watch Link bounce down the mushrooms all the time, and yeah, it's just something that's handy if you're getting a bit bored of the cutscene. Because I got bored of it quite fast, and I was getting a bit frustrated having to watch the cutscene again, only to find that all I had to do was press R, and that was it. That was the end, because I could just skip it. Okay, let's be very careful on this bit and make sure we don't fall down. With ease, there we go, you got a Kingstone piece. These mystic stones are said to bring happiness. So this time we got a blue Kingstone. Now, the colours are quite rare, to bit my voice cracked there. The colours are quite rare, because, you get blue, red, green, and yellow. Yellow are the ones which are mandatory and you need to get further through the story. Blue ones are quite rare, and greens are the most common. Red ones are quite rare as well, but I think I'll go on more about it when we fuse Kingstones with other people. Because, we haven't really got a lot of them, and you can only fuse Kingstones, you know, if you've got the exact same pair as the others. And because I've practiced my file on this, because I've practiced on this game, I know which characters, are the ones that have it. In other words, you know, which ones we can fuse Kingstones with, so I don't have to say, oh, we're never going to fuse Kingstones with people in this game or something like that, I don't know. But, with that, how about we take out these pestos and... which one is it? Oh right, that was weird. For some reason my sword wasn't working. I was pressing the attack button, but it wouldn't respond. Oh, that's quite weird. I guess it's because I'm playing this on an emulator or something, but, you know, I've got to adapt to this control method because I don't have the capture card or anything, or a Game Boy player, so the only way I can play this is through an emulator, but that's okay, because emulators are quite good for video quality, because if you ask me, the capture program I have has made this quality look quite good, if you ask me. It's definitely better, though, than my camera recordings that I did in 2012. I might delete those recordings someday, because they were just terrible. But I digress. How about we go down this ladder and find a secret item? Because, since I've got more bombs, this means we can find one of these. But first I want to kill these Tektites, because they're in the way, and you know, Link's a nasty person, but I don't have to go on about that again. Let's just bomb this wall, because there will be a secret inside. And here we get 3 choices, but since I have 9 bombs, I'm going to put bombs everywhere. So, you know, if you had something like, 3 of them? No, not 3, sorry. Oh great, I just played it there accidentally. If you had like 2, you'd have to put it at the right one to get something. So, you know, you might as well get these 2 chests and not get the heart piece, or get that chest and that heart piece, but not this chest. But, you know, it's basically your decision. But if you have 10 bombs, it's okay. So in this chest we have 50 rupees, meaning we have 72. And here we have a blue Kingstone, which is quite a rare one. And on top of that, we find a heart piece. So they're definitely treating us well with all the bonuses and all that. Okay, I apologise for that. I got another interruption and I laid a bomb again. This is just great. Because this is probably what the episode's going to be called by now. It's just me accidentally pressing the button or something. I don't know. I'll come up with a better title when I come to uploading it and all that. But with the heart piece and the rupees and all that, how about we go up here and see this? Now, the reason why I had to get hot spring water down there is because otherwise it wouldn't work. And you can tell which colour it is by looking at the sprout. So you saw it's green. If we put blue water on there, it wouldn't work. So of course, let's climb up it and see where it takes us. To Mount Crenel, so this time we're not at the base, we are halfway up the mountain. But it's been 17 minutes, well, probably less than that because I've cut it, but I think we are going to end this episode off here. So, in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, we will be going further through Mount Crenel, and hopefully getting to the top. So take care guys, and I will see you in the next episode.